Howdy, partners. Slippery Slope here, and this is XHTML tutorial number 14. In this one, we're going to go over table headers as well as ColSpan, or perhaps ColSpan. I'm going to say ColSpan, so I think C-A-L-L, and call me maybe, well, some other time when I'm not making a video. Anyways, we're going to start by making a table, and if you saw the previous video, you will know exactly what I'm doing right now. I have a tag to begin my table and to end my table, and I am going to create a table row right here using the tr tag. Within this row, we're going to have three different headers. So notice that this first row is going to be headers or headings or however the heck you want to call them, but generally speaking, you're going to want to call them table headers. And that window just popped up because I had my finger down on my shift key for quite some time. Don't worry about that. Pretend it never happened, or pretend it did, whatever. I'm going to use TH to create a table header tag, and let's have three of them. So we're going to have three different headers. And before I type anything in here, what I want to say is don't think of whatever is entered in between these tags as data. We're not entering any specific information other than headers for the columns, exactly what it is that is inside. It's a way of stating what that data is. So for the first one, we're going to have superheroes. The second, we're going to have nemesis. Is that the plural for nemesis? Well, I don't have spell check on this thing. Let's just make this singular so that we don't end up looking silly. So superhero, nemesis, and from, as in where they're from. And this is the row that has all of our table headers. Now we're going to have another row in which we are going to give a little bit of data for each one of these headers. And we need to do that by creating three columns. So now we have a second row, and we're going to have information in each particular column. I'm going to have my superhero be Batman, and for my nemesis, I'm going to put in the Joker, but you could put in a lot of different villains, depending on which Batman series you're talking about and which entrant in that series you're talking about. Don't worry about it. That's not what's important right now, though I do love me some Batman. And he's from Gotham City, and there's some talk about whether Gotham is in New Jersey or New York or wherever. I'm going to put in NJ, because I'm from New Jersey, and that makes me feel good. So I'm going to save this, run it, launch in Firefox, because that's my thing to do, and boom, look at this. This is our row of table headers. Notice that each particular header is bolded, and it's kind of hard to tell with these first two right here, but it's easier to tell with this. It's centered. So notice where the G is, the beginning of Gotham City, where the J is for New Jersey, the last letter of this particular piece of data, and from is centered right there on top. So yes, the table header is both bolded and centered within that particular segment of our page. Now, one more thing I want to tell you, and then we can move on to the next video, is ColSpan, and this is an incredibly simple concept here. How about let's create a row on top of these two rows. And we could make another table header. In fact, that's what we're going to do. We're going to have the ColSpan, this attribute that I got here, have a value of 3. Yeah. So what that means is the information we're about to enter here is going to span 3 boxes. So I got that. And I'm going to put in, comic book information, which means that we're talking about the comic books instead of the movies, of course, or whatever else, TV. And I'm going to end my table header right there. Save. Launch in Firefox. And how about that? Comic book information is now bolded, and it is centered above these 3. Why is it centered above these 3? Because our ColSpan equals 3. So we're taking up 3 boxes. Plain and simple, good and dandy. And if you want to make that look a little bit better, let's have our table have a border equal to, save, launch in Firefox, and now our stuff is neatly organized with the borders so that you don't have to imagine the borders there or just figure out which box we're looking at based on your naked eye. Well, I guess that's about all I got to say right now. If you like this video, feel free to subscribe. Looking forward to seeing you again. Slippery Slip signing out. Peace.